Hi, I'm Ava DeFazio, and I'm a freshman occupational therapy student at the University of Scranton, and this is my Alive Inside discussion. The first clip that I found compelling was of one of the residents named Henry. In the film, it stated that Henry had dementia and needed full assistance when completing his activities of daily living. Before listening to the music, Henry is seen being unresponsive to his nurse, as well as having a hard time communicating with his daughter because he couldn't remember who she was. After the nurse talked to his daughter, she discovered that Henry used to enjoy listening to gospel music, which they then prepared to be played in his headphones. After placing the headphones on Henry was seen singing, dancing, and even remembering the activities that he used to love doing, such as riding a bike. As a result of the scene, it made me begin to think about whether Henry needed to listen to the specific song in order to remember any memories that he used to have, or if he can listen to any gospel song that would trigger any of those memories. Additionally, it made me think about whether this gospel music would only trigger his childhood memories, or if he could also remember any of his adulthood memories. The second clip that I found to be the most compelling was when they mentioned how music has the ability to activate the brain more than any other stimulus. I love seeing how this was held true in many of the clips throughout the film, because no matter what condition the resident had, whether that be dementia, bipolar disorder, or schizophrenia, they always remembered the music that impacted them the most. Also, it made me very happy to see how happy they were when they were listening to the music, because you can tell how they were instantly taken back to a happier time when listening to their favorite songs. The third clip in this film that I found to be most compelling was of the African American woman resident, who is pictured to the left of me. I thought it was so interesting to see how this woman, who was said to not show any signs of movement even after receiving many treatments to improve her mobility, was then seen moving/dancing around in her bed after listening to her favorite song. The fourth clip that I found to be the most compelling in the film was of one of the other residents named Denise. In the film, it states that Denise suffers from schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. When she first enters the clip, she is seen moving around in a walker and interested to see how the power of music has impacted the memories of the other residents. After placing the headphones on her and tuning into her favorite song, she is seen being very emotional because she is taken back to a memorable time in her life, which is pictured in the top. After reminiscing, she is seen getting up from her walker and dancing with the social worker, which is pictured below. This scene left me in shock because I couldn't believe how much the power of music impacted her, as she no longer needed much assistance to move and dance around. The fifth clip that compelled me the most was with another one of the residents known as John. In the film, it states that John has dementia. When presented with pictures of himself by the social worker, John can't seem to recognize who he was. After not being able to recognize who he was in the photos, the nurse puts on the headphones with his favorite song, causing his face to light up and for him to dance. Even though he was able to slightly remember through the music, he still wasn't able to remember major things about himself, such as when he started singing when he was younger. This interaction honestly fascinated me because he was the only one of the residents who didn't seem to respond to the music. As a result, I think that maybe they should have taken him to a different environment, such as maybe to the places where he used to put on shows, and then added the preferred music to see if his memory would be unlocked. The last scene that I found to be the most compelling was when everyone shared their similar struggles about their loved ones on the internet. During this clip, they showed multiple people watching and reacting to the film, causing them to later comment on how they relate to the struggle as well. As a result, they decided to test this experiment on their loved ones to see if they would gain the same results, which later caused them to receive positive feedback, and also it made them happy to see their grandparents being like themselves again. This scene honestly made me very emotional because I can't imagine how hard and painful and stressful it must have been to feel like your loved one is drifting away, but also how rewarding it must have been to feel like you're also gaining them back at the same time. When presented with a question about how the occupational therapy profession can use the same approach in practice, I personally think that the occupational therapy profession can use this approach and practice when dealing with clients who suffer from dementia or Alzheimer's when trying to get them to remember the occupations they once loved to do. Just like in the film, the occupational therapist can ask the client's family about what occupations they loved to participate in, as well as what music they used to listen to when completing the activity. But I think that they should also add in what environment they used to complete the activity in, so that they can try to put them in the same exact environment to see if they will remember what they once loved to do. Additionally, I think that the client, whether they don't maybe have dementia or Alzheimer's, but they have another disease, the occupational therapist can ask them personally what music they used to enjoy listening to when completing the activity, so that they become more motivated to do that activity now. Overall, I really enjoyed this film, as it showed me a different way of how we can approach dealing with clients who suffer from neurological diseases such as dementia differently. Many people are advised to use the same tactics, such as showing their loved ones pictures of them with their families, or trying to constantly see them every day so that they can remember who they are. But if anything, this movie showed me that the power of music is most important when trying to get their loved ones to remember the most fond times that they've had in their lives. It also showed me that there are different ways that us as OTs can possibly approach scenarios like this, such as trying to help our clients restore their memory that maybe we haven't thought about before, and that go beyond using the tools that we use every day. Additionally, this movie made me very emotional but happy, because I was so happy to see the residents be happy that they remember such fond memories about themselves, but I also enjoyed being able to see the nurses persevere in trying to help them regain their memory and witness a positive outcome. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Have a great day.